All right, hey guys, this is very quick. A quick video. I wanted to do a review of an item I've had for roughly about a year and a half now. It's the Inrico T-192. Inrico T-192 Internet Network Radio. I've reboxed it just to. Oh, there goes my cap. I reboxed it just to show you how it came when I got it. There we go. Inrico T-192. It works on a network band of WCDMA or GSM. This one came from the Shenzhen Inrico Electronics Company, directly from China. Internet Network two-way radio. All right. I apologize for the look of it. It is a little dirty, but keep in mind I have had it for roughly, like I say, about a year and a half, and it still works as if it came out of the box. This is how it came with. This was the box it showed up with, and as you can see, it's got a desktop charger. This thing served me actually really well. I've never had to replace it, never had any trouble with it. It's a simple plug-in in the back, and what I did very early on, if you can see, was I attached a Velcro square and no more nailed it to the bottom of it. And this enables me to put a little patch with a sticker on any desktop surface, any dashboard, any console in my car, anything I need to secure it securely, and this does a really great job of it. All right, so we have desktop charger, the unit itself. For this purposes, I have the battery already in, and we'll get to that in a second. Belt clip just snaps onto the back, I believe. Clip that into there. There we go, and it's in. All right, pretty darn secure. They actually give you the option to buy extra ones of these if you want to. Generally, I've never had to buy any extras of these, but I'm not really super abusive with these units. All right. Okay. So what else is in here? Okay, this is kind of important. This radio does have the option to run on with a chip. I'm not going to take the back off because I'd have to reprogram it. But in any case, the battery, there's a SIM chip that goes in the back, and what that will do is enable you to run this specifically as a two-way radio. Right now, this particular unit I have runs as a Wi-Fi. I run it off my phone's hotspot. That way I don't. I'll get into that why I bought this in a minute. Okay, so desktop charger. This is what's called an interface cable, and what this enables me to do is, like I was saying, enables me to put a chip in there, and this enables me to program the network provider. For example, I have to program in what network provider, in this case, for example, Freedom Mobile, and it would also program the network provider. And anyway, I'd have to actually look it up again. But there is a way to run this specifically solely, not independently of your phone, so you don't have to actually have your phone. With me, it doesn't matter because I'm always with it, with my phone anyway. This just stops me having to use my battery. Plus, I get it. Well, again, I'll get into that later. And lastly, but not least, the charger cable for the charger, and the plug here. Wait, all right, give me 1 sec, and I'm just gonna get this set up here. 1 second, okay? And then we'll turn the radio on and we'll show you how it looks. Okay, so we're back. I've got the charger base charger plugged in. It's pulling in a charge. The green light shows as it's working. All right, so now on the top here we have a power button, a channel button, and this antenna actually doesn't improve any reception or increase your range or anything like that. This is solely to pick up GPS signals, solely GPS signals for certain functions on the radio that operate with GPS. All right, so it doesn't actually, this radio would actually work without this antenna. The channel selector button has 16 spots. You can program 16 channels. I actually have all of these set up with channels that on a network that I run. I'm sure some of you are aware of the Niagara Free Network. There's a Facebook page and everything, but this video isn't about that. All right, so we're going to power it on. I actually have my hotspot on my phone actually running, so you're going to hear this. There we go. It's starting to power up. And now it's going to start searching for a signal. And basically
searching network.
Search the network. What it's doing is right now is it's searching for the wireless signal that my phone's putting out and going to connect to that. The hotspot on my phone. Give it a second. This unit actually is relatively waterproof. I've had it out in there we go. It's found the network right now, and it's on the it's now actually on the Freedom Mobile network being run by my wireless hotspot. All right, so when you turn the unit on first, it's in what I'd call a monitor mode, and it will it'll hear anything that's broadcast on any of the channels. All right, but to actually talk to someone on it, I would have to pick go one channel up.
O2 NFN Welland 1.
All right. And then back.
01 NFN main channel.
And I've actually got channel 1 programmed as my main channel, and then onwards up through my network, I have my other channels on accordingly.
02 NFN Welland 1. 03 NFN Welland 2.
Niagara Free Network, of course.
04 NFN Niagara Falls 1. 05 NFN Niagara Falls 2. 06 NFN St. Catharines 1.
Sorry about that, it's a little loud.
07 NFN St. Catharines 2. 08 NFN Christian Channel. 09 NFN Moderators Channel. 10 NFN Auditors Channel. 11 NFN Contest Channel. 12 NFN Hobby Channel. 13 NFN Overnight Channel. 14 NFN Broadcast Channel. 15 NFN Catholic Channel. 16 Echo.
Okay, now usually I have 16 actually programmed in for a contact or actually one of the network channels. Pardon me 1 second. Sorry about that. I was having a little bit of trouble. Okay, so normally I would have that, like I was saying, I would have this programmed with the 16th one as one of my other channels or a contact. These can be programmed pretty simply once you learn how. I can actually change these channels, what channel is on each of these
15,
buttons,
16 Echo.
but we'll get into that maybe on a later video if we get some interest on that, and I can or if people in town actually start buying these, I can actually show you guys how to cheaply get them programmed, or I can program them for you. All right, so let's pull it out of the cradle and have a quick look. Let's hear how it sounds right now. So we're going to do a quick radio test. There's a push to talk button on the side here. I can't remember if I told you, but these things are pretty darn durable. I've dropped it off about a story and a half, and there's no damage. As you can see, there's some dings and scratches everywhere. I've broken the case off of here. the cover off of here. That protects that network programming cable. I was telling you about that. As you can see, the antenna isn't as straight as it once was, but I mean, that's due to dropping. But again, this antenna has nothing to do with reception or signal or anything like that. All it has to do is with picking up GPS signals to enable the software to work better. So that's it. Like I say, a lot of little dings, scratches. I've never broken the belt clip. The push-to-talk buttons and the programmable side buttons have never been disabled or anything or damaged. The volume button, I'm sure it's landed on the volume button, but again, nothing that it can't weather through. I don't know if you can see this, but the tip of this, there we go, has a little, as you can see, they're bite marks. This has not been immune to my cat's attentions either. So thank you, kitty. Anyway, Inrico T-192. All right, we're going to say, like I say, we're going to see how it goes. 16, the channel, you heard it say echo. What that does is when I transmit on this particular frequency, it will parrot back what it says. So it gives me an idea of how my radio sounds. I don't really have to ask for a radio check for people, although I still do, just because it lets me know of my transmission, how I'm sounding. So, but even then, that's what this functions. So here we go. Delta Sierra 115 requesting radio check. Delta Sierra 115 requesting radio check. And there you have it. As it CSA, I've got the volume on pretty low, but this was bought specifically in mind for the large speaker size, which I just simply at work or play in a noisy environment, I just simply won't hear radio calls coming in through my phone, especially if my phone's in my pocket, on my belt, in your hip, whatever you may be. I will say that as durable as this is, after a year and a half, I sometimes get this button in the center. It'll it's tending. I find it is very
15
sensitive.
15 NFN Catholic channel.
So it will.
14 NFN broadcast channel.
It will
13
actually
NFN overnight
move
channel.
if you have overhanging equipment. If it's on a belt where, say, a vest above is rubbing against it, you might find that it actually will switch your channels on you. But it's only happened a few times. Hey, look at that. There's a little spot where you can put a lanyard on, so you can, I guess, carry it on your wrist, perhaps, or have it hanging off or as a safety strap, so if it does fall out of a pocket, it is still clipped to your vest. It just bounces around. Anyway, let's get back
11
down.
10 01 NFN main channel.
I've had this running in the complete downpour, absolute downpour on the outside of a vest, and it's never failed me. It's amazing. Waterproof, windproof, dustproof. It's got an extra latch on the back, so it's not just one clip and you take the battery off. It's a two-step system, and the back does come off. Since this has come off, I should get a replacement cover, but I think that's something for a later date. Another quick solution is to order a shoulder microphone wire thingy, but I don't know if I need that. Nice solid push-to-talk button. The device, I believe, comes in at about £1.50 pounds, maybe. So it's pretty sizable, but it feels solid. Like it feels like it's definitely a work radio. It does not feel like a little toy. Because it is internet network radio, of course, the range is non-existent. You can go around the world. You can talk to people from Scotland, Ireland. I use this primarily with Zelo, of course, but you can also program it on any other software that runs push-to-talk capabilities. For example, push-to-talk. That's another one. I think they go by push-to-talk for you with a 4. So anyway, but I go with Zelo. It's free and very, very reliable. Very amazing app. And You'll notice this doesn't have a screen. My next radio will have a screen, which will negate the need for me to have the separate cable to program this. Because it doesn't have a screen, I do have to program this on my laptop. And then any channel changes I can actually do on my phone, so I don't have to replug it into a computer. From there, it's just a matter of sitting in my charger and away I go. All right, so that's it. I would totally recommend this to anyone who is interested in getting into network radioing, or anyone who just I got to tell you, the battery on this thing lasts about easily a day of full use, a day, maybe even a day, up to probably about 12-hour shift of decent full use before you'd, and that's using it all the time, before I think you'd start running low. I've never actually run it down. I've never actually run it out. The one time I did was because I forgot to charge it the night before, and when it happened, it was in the afternoon anyway, so it still did its job above and beyond. Inrico T-192. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the price on this, just simply because you can look it up yourself. You can find out the prices yourself. From the factory, you will pay a little bit more, but I went with the factory buy just simply because it's much more easier to return it if it has problems factory, rather than say it through a third party, where there's usually probably no warranty or no, right? So anyway, it was definitely worth the money. It is a bit pricey, but again, for the durability, for the waterproofness, for the very fact that this battery can last a day and a half, as opposed to my phone, running my Zelo app, trying to run a network on just my phone, absolutely ludicrous. Would never be able to do it, right? Let's see if we can't do a quick test here. Delta Sierra Bravo Hotel. He's a...
Delta Sierra, this is Bravo Hotel.
Hey buddy, thanks a lot. I'm just doing shooting a video right now. We were just doing a clarity test. Wanted to see how it sounded to you. This is after a year and a half use of the Inrico T-192. Bravo Hotel, how copy?
Copying crystal clear. Audio is crystal clear.
10-4. Sounds like you're out in a windy environment. I'm going to let you get back to what you're doing. Thanks a lot, Brady. Bravo Hotel, Delta Sierra out. Channel clear. Thanks, man.
4.
And there you have it. This is the Inrico T-192. Amazing little piece of kit if you're just starting out. I will say, if you have the money, get one with a screen.